program offers licenses on Crown lands of up to 600 hectares to loggers who practice sustainable forestry. Today, Merv is touring some of the designated areas around Port Alberni with government forester Paul Pashnik.
Understandable.
Hi, Merv.
Oh, Dave, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Yeah.
This is not only vindication for Merv Wilkinson, it's a chance to explore the possibilities of selective logging with someone who doesn't need to be convinced. David McBride and his partner have just been granted a license.
Well, one of our long-term plans for this woodlot is to maintain the existing white pine that has survived, because it probably has some genetic ability.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to use those for seed on this woodlot in the future.
That is the best way. If you can get to where you're producing your own seed, that's the best regeneration potential possible.
Yeah.
I like to see the difference in sizing on your stems there. That represents cuts down the road, eh?
Right.
So
well, we're trying to produce the conifers mainly because of their present higher value.
Exactly, but
in the future...
When I started, I was advised to get rid of all the cedar on my property and have nothing but fir. Now I'm getting a better price for the quality of cedar I'm growing than I get for my fir.
Right. Who's to say one day this maple won't be worth more than that?
Exactly. Right. So if you have them, you're a winner.
Yeah. But if we cut them down, we won't have them.
Yeah, exactly.
The government...
Still, the woodlot program accounts for barely more than a sliver of the total amount of lumber harvested in BC each year. The industry continues to rely on clear-cutting of old-growth forests. But the second-growth forest that is maturing in BC brings with it a whole new set of possibilities for selective logging. Second-growth forests, in particular, benefit from thinning. It improves the growth rate and quality of the timber left standing. Working these forests could provide jobs, so you'd think it would be a good idea all round.
I think if you want to look to a sign about industry's commitment to working in and nurturing along our second growth forests, you don't have to look very far. In 1994, the industry clear cut about 210,000 hectares of forest, most of it old growth, and the thinning of trees. The spacing of trees was a comparatively small 22,000 hectares. I guess there's sort of two competing visions about second growth forests and what's going to happen with them. On the one hand, you have an industrial vision, which is that this is a crop of trees that we're going to be clear cutting probably every 60 to 80 years on the coast. And we're going to be turning the fiber from that crop mostly into raw material for pulp production and low-grade commodity lumber. And the same companies that are clear-cutting old growth now, tomorrow will simply be clear-cutting second growth. I think the challenge for us is to realize that on the coast, if we work within those forests over time, we can begin to get back what we had on this coast once, which was, a magnificent forest of big, high-value trees. And what we have to do to get to that place, I think, is to start to work in those forests now, start to do the thinning now, and start to get people working in woodlots, doing work similar to what Merv Wilkinson is doing.
The second growth forests in BC are massive. About 500,000 hectares are now ready for commercial thinning. They go largely ignored, though, by government and by the logging industries, who know that clear-cutting old-growth forest is still the best way to the fastest profits.